Hi everyone. It's just a pleasure to be here and an honor to close the Congress. So, well, today we try to avoid starting, or let's go to start avoiding committing pitfalls in spatial computing projects. So, first of all, I would like to thank Siki and the rest of the organization to invite us to this conference. But of course, I would like to thank you all for being those who be till the end, because I know maybe you are tired, but let's go to try to find something interesting in this conference. So first of all, I would like to introduce myself and my company just to give a little bit of validity to the things that I'm going to tell, okay? I'm Eduardo Herranz, I'm co-founder and COO of the company. Here with me is Jota, also co-founder and CTO of the company. And we are Spatial Voyagers. So maybe you don't know us, but we've been in the market, in the XR market, for more than 11 years. A lot of time. But the success is not measured in years in the market, but in results. And during that time, we've been working with huge brands like Disney, Zara, Ferrari, Loewe, doing a lot of XR projects. And with no middlemen, directly with them, working with them. And during that time, we developed 240 projects, a lot of projects. We received international and national awards, blah, blah, blah. It's okay. Right now, we are working in 5 mixed reality / spatial computing projects. 3 of them with PortAventura, which is like the best theme park in the south of Europe. 3 projects, 1 of them or 2 of them with Meta, Quest 3, and another one with Pico. Pico is a Chinese company where we are working hand in hand with them. Another one we are doing right now is Oceanographic. It's the biggest aquarium in Europe and the 3rd in the world. And we are working also with Acciona. It's a very well-known company, energy and infrastructure, where we are working in spatial computing Apple Vision Pro projects. We did with them 3 projects, and right now we are working in another one that we are going to shoot in Australia. And also, we are focusing on doing just a small game called Spatial Assault, but not for earning money in the store, just for understand how the platform works, just as a R&D activities. So that's our idea. And it's a simple game with simple mechanics where the user would be able to solve problems in each floor and going up floor by floor to the left in order to reach the final level where you get the prize. And it's going to be developed and in the next months will be launched, okay? But of course, we are fanboys of Apple, but we are more fans of the things well done. And we know that Vision Pro with Apple did an incredible thing. So when we knew that Apple were going to launch Apple Vision Pro just in the US, and we are from Spain, Europe, we went there the first day. We were the first in the queue in the store, and 10 minutes later, opening the store, we were there getting our Vision Pro headsets. And of course, we were there enjoying and celebrating with a beers that we've bought the first Vision Pro, at least in Spain. I don't know if this is Jota or Oliver, but it's okay. Okay? And when we came back to Spain and we were there, all the media there in Spain started calling us. And during 2 weeks, we were in all the media, media, television, opening the TV news. We did an incredible event, very successful event in University Complutense of Madrid, one of the best universities in the Spanish language worldwide. They did a TV report for us talking about spatial computing and Apple Vision Pro, and also we were in the main radio in Spain. So, well, when we started talking with Siki and the rest of the team, we said, okay, we are a company that we are focused in XR, spatial computing, 11 years, but we are not only specialized in Apple Vision Pro. We did something, as I said, with Meta, Pico, also XReal. So the question would be, how could we add value to the ecosystem of Apple Vision Pro or Apple Spatial Computing community? How we could add value to you, okay? So the answer, thinking about that, it's okay, we've been in this war of the XR market for 11 years, so we decided to do a kind of reflection of the things that we've learned during this time, during these 11 years, with these 240 projects. Because it's good, because we've got more successes than failures. So at the end, we decided, okay, let's go to trying to share something to you as the Apple ecosystem. Because, well, 11 years in the XR market, but you are getting new. It's like one age of spatial computing. So let's be honest, it's not easy at all. It's a very difficult market. If you want to get into this new ecosystem, it's not going to be easy at all. But we have to know that when you start a spatial computing project, maybe in your mind, maybe when you want to do something, you think big, you think huge, you think in something that is indestructible, the best in class. You want to conquer a specific vertical slide. You think in a kind of Titanic project, huge. This happens. You can lead by your own hype, and that, it's normal. It's normal. But sometimes, and more often than we would like, this finishes in a way that maybe we already know. You can check the project's launch, and you can check maybe 6 months later, how is it going? And in this way, the Titanic gets sinking. So take care with that. And why? Why? We already know, because during this journey, during this period of learning and launching the application, you find something. Sometimes you find the icebergs, you find maybe a bad market, bad sea, you find difficulties along the journey that you are doing with your spatial project. So today, I would like to analyze, based on the spatial computing project, the different topics, the pitfalls, the things that you are going to face during your spatial computing project, the market, and sometimes talking about financial sharks that maybe are going to get close to you. So what I'm going to talk is those lessons learned, and I would like to talk about simplification, about emotions and feelings, about reinforcing the design, about spatial anchors, and about social activity. Regarding simplification, I would like to say that someone says one day that simple can be harder than complex. So we need to be very careful with this. We tend to increase and do it great everything from the beginning. And the first lesson would be simplify as much as possible. And I know that it maybe sounds very coherent, very simple to do that, but it's not simple. It's not easy to do that. So you need to be very careful with that. And it's much better to be slightly short than to overshoot. So take care with that. And moreover, when you are inside an ecosystem where the input, and when I say input, is getting text into the experience, it's a pain. It's difficult to put text inside XR and inside spatial computing. So these kind of lessons, of course, we've learned during the several projects that we did during this year. But we mainly learned that in the following project that we did 5 years ago for Vodafone, one of the biggest telcos in Europe. It's, as you could see, it's like a spatial computing project that nowadays you are watching, more or less. It was done with XReal, the first version of XReal. It's connected, plugged to a phone, and it's Windows floating, surrounding to you with different contents. So you were there, maybe in your work, and you are checking what you have. Okay, you are working, you have notes, you have your calendar, you have maybe the time there, the weather, how it's going. Okay, we have 3D elements in Windows just to have maybe an aquarium, maybe a view to, I don't know, to the field. And in this kind of experiences where you need your hands-free and like maybe playing the guitar, like you can see there, or maybe while you are cooking, as you could see right now, imagine that you are there playing the guitar, learning how to play the guitar, and you have all those information. It's very interesting. On how to cook, you have a video, you have the notes with the recipe, and you have everything there, okay? You have the notes that, of course, you have to put there. You have to pinch like the video, select the video, you have the countdown there. You have the Instagram with the plates you like, okay? And of course, if you want to enjoy watching television, you can have the possibility to watch television there. Okay? So well, okay. So at the end, we noticed that it was too flexible for casual use. And when I say casual use, I say maybe the users are not going to use your experience all the day. Maybe they are going to use twice a week, maybe in some moments in their company while they are doing a training, something like that. So in this case, we try to do and to thought in a kind of Titanic way, mixing fixed and variable modules, trying to rearrange the modules, the widgets there, to change the size of the modules, and all relying on the interaction of non-pro users and with the inputting text. So it was a very good lessons learned that, of course, it's interesting also for you that now spatial computing is a little bit based on Windows. And of course, regarding that, and related with that, we strongly believe more in immersive apps, in what is spatial computing, than in 2D Windows apps. And so if you like and you share this vision for that, we have another lesson learned, the second one. If you want to create this immersive storytelling, these immersive apps, the first thing you should do is not apply the classical narrative approach of step-by-step from the beginning. Think in 2 or 3 moments that the user wants to remember after they finishes your experience. You want that maybe they are going to be love, cry, emotion, whatever. Think about that, construct and define those moments, and based on that, you go backwards, creating the steps to reach those moments. That's one of the best advice that I could give to you. It's a kind similar like the magicians do with their shows and the tricks. They think about the trick, and based on the trick, the result, and the emotion they want to give you, they build the rest of the show. It's how they work. So it's interesting that think about the memorable moments, and from that, you go backwards. And with this learning, we built Hysteria in Boot Hill. It's the first mixed reality spatial computing experience in a theme park worldwide. It's an experience like you are in a haunted house in mixed reality, and you are walking there during 200 square meters for 12 minutes. You are there, that's the haunted house, and you are there in groups of 6, and of course you are walking during these 200 square meters. As you could check, we need for the pass-through on the cameras, we need much light on the environment just to get the full information on the things. But this is how it looks like inside the camera. So we tried to blend the digital content on top of the physical using LUT, using background textures, in order to give you the sensation that you are in a haunted, very dark house. Of course, everything that it's physical and these elements are digital, with the not healthy boy there, okay? This is just a brief teaser of the experience that is now working. It was launched 6 months ago. We developed hand in hand with the team of PortAventura. If you go to Spain and mainly to Barcelona, reach us that you are invited to go there, okay? That's the experience. And of course, it's been a success with a very, very high rating. And clients has to pay $7 additionally to the ticket price of the theme park. So let's see and review that, because users are enjoying the experience and they are willing to pay. So it's like signals of a strong product market fit in this market. So location-based experiences, it's something very interesting nowadays. It's working. It's working as a base. So the third lessons learned based on the things that we've learned in Hysteria and Boothill, it's, okay, you thought that you create these memorable moments. The thing seems that it's okay, but you have to create in backwards the different steps to reach those memorable moments, okay? So you need to reinforce the design of each of the steps, because no matter you think that the user is going to do what you think that they are going to do. No, they are going to break it. XR and spatial computing, it's the most emotional media ever. So people are like deeply saturated. So they usually don't read, don't listen to, so it's hard to follow the steps that you want. So based on that, each step to reach those moments needs to be reinforced by maybe a light, a glowing light that guides you, maybe a voiceover, maybe visual things, maybe an arrow that is guiding to you to do something. But you need to reinforce, because if not, users are going to be lost, and you don't want that. And of course, think about that. If you are going to do the memorable moment, you are doing the reinforcement of the design, but you need to anchor the digital content on top of the physical content. And how we do that? With spatial anchors. No matter, it depends about the platform. It's spatial anchors. And you can check, there's Jota or Oliver, they're playing the piano in mixed reality, and there we are trying and checking how the spatial anchors works. And there you can check that we anchor different anchors to corners, to edges, to check what it behaves. And we noticed that we are facing something that's called drifting. So drifting is that maybe you can put something in a physical place, but if the user is going to move, the content is going to drift. It's going to change the position. So if you want to add realism to your experience, you are in a trouble. So if you do something and the user moves in large areas, drifting, it's going to occur. And maybe you have to do different solutions, like, well, maybe do a kind of external calibration, maybe do a recalibration in different parts of the experience, and maybe in Vision OS you have the possibility to do that with the enterprise API, with the camera access, and with external features and images in the physical place. So take care with that, because it can ruin your project if you don't do in a good way these spatial anchors. If possible, you need to do your experience social. If makes sense, just see if makes sense, make it feasible. Because it's a question of matter of the time that we know from the last years that more or less the metrics is, if you have a social experience, the users are going to be there 16 times more than if it's single. But if you want the user to get back the retention and engage in your experience, if it's social, it's going to go 3 times more to your app, your experience, than if it's single. So if it's feasible, go and do it social. And if you do it social, take care with the digital representation of the user. Because maybe one of the lessons learned during that time is that cartoon avatars that seemed long time ago like something that would work, just work in just few cases. Just in few cases. Just, maybe VR tag, VR chat, gorilla tag, those experiences that, of course, are focused on a specific target, are focused on entertainment, and it's okay. But in business, it's not going to work. And entertainment, in some cases, is going to work. Like, for example, another project, it was like a huge project, a virtual world, what it was called a metaverse, where we created like a world with different avatars, with thousands of combinations to create your own avatar. This is an escape room and social escape room, and where the users, with your friends, you can join inside the world and play video games, like here, this is the gaming room, and you play a kind of Beat Saber, maybe but with drums, okay? You are playing with drums. You are watching maybe television with your friends, okay? And maybe you are going to travel and you are going to see or to watch a 360 video with your friends also. And in this kind of experiences, if it's just entertainment and in a fantasy world, it's going to work. But if it's business, you need to focus in another way. Maybe if you want, the best solution right now is a spatial persona that is a technical marvel from Apple team. So just to do a recap of the lessons learned, we should simplify as much as possible, okay, the options for the user, and moreover, if it's a casual use, change the direction of the creation. Instead of applying this classical narrative approach, start from the memorable moments, use audiovisual or reinforce the design just to reach these memorable moments, okay, and do not blindly trust in the spatial anchors. And of course, if possible, make your experience social and take care with the cartoon avatars. But of course, it's not the only thing that I would like to say. Because when you are working in a spatial computing project, you are not only facing problems regarding technical design and concept. You are facing issues with the market. You are facing issues maybe with some financial sharks. And just to finish briefly, I would like to say something about the market of XR. It's a roller coaster, ups and down. One day it's the next big thing, next year it's over. It's like that, it's crazy. And it's like the crypto world, the blockchain world, with crypto winter. We have our own VR winters. So take care with that, with no complaints, and we have just to deal with that and to enjoy the rock and roll. It's complex and immature. It's also complex and immature. And because of that, we don't have to believe in the predictions. No matter if the predictions are good or bad. Don't believe in the predictions, because they are always wrong. We are fully immersed in what is called the gap of disappointment. It's like a kind of pattern detected in the previous technical waves where we are like below the expectations for a period of time, a period of years, but 1 year, the real data succeed and exceed the expectations and the predictions done, okay? This happened in the computer, this happened with the phone, this happened with internet, and this has happened in the last 2 years with artificial intelligence also. And this will happen, hope so, in the next years with spatial computing, because we are fully immersed in the gap of disappointment. But it's not over, because it's hard to monetize. So let's see. It's a roller coaster. It's complex and immature. It's no predictions you can get. And it's also hard to monetize. So maybe you are thinking about doing a product. I don't want to say that it's impossible, but it's going to be difficult. So I don't want to discourage, but you have to know it's going to be difficult. But, well, don't panic. Don't panic. Because till the platform evolves and the user arrives, that they will, there are some solutions. There are some solutions. Because all of that is not new in the XR market. And the main question we should pose would be how to survive. How could we survive? If you get into this ecosystem, how we could survive? And I would like to share what was our strategy in the last 11 years. And it's curious because 3-4 years ago, with the hype of the metaverse, we named us as a rock and roll band. But it's true that now the sound is not too loud, or the music is not too loud. So now we prefer to talk about us as a ninja squad in the cutting edge of the technology. We act silent, moving fastly, agile. That's the idea. But what does it mean really? What does it mean really? We are not a focused product company. We focus on services. If we look for clients, and the clients say their requirements, and we try to cover their needs. And we try to reuse the knowledge. We create our own libraries to speed up development, to do it more profitable, and that's more or less like the idea. We are focused on service because there is market. There are clients that want that. Also, we are very flexible. We have no employees. We have no fixed structure. We have a kind of partners, companies, freelancers that we trust them and they are friends. And everything for each project is variable cost. We don't have any issue with that. So we can be like very flexible. And we are just 3 people, J, Edgar, and me. We have a bunch of technical team, very, very good technical team that are friends, up to 25 people. And with that structure, we achieve more than 240 projects. And, well, talking about just briefly about the financial sharks, we try to avoid them just doing bootstrapping. That it means no money, just the money from our projects. No venture capitals, no investors, no grants, no funding, whatever it's public or private. And more that, we are in Spain. We are a Spanish company in Europe. And maybe you don't know Spain. This is the geography of Spain. But China, it's 29x bigger in terms of population than China, than Spain. So think about China, how big it is in terms of market, potential market. Well, in our market, with our company, Flexible, we achieved during that time 8 million euros of invoicing to the clients. So think that if we achieve that in our market, what could you do with your country, innovation, the market you have? It's like just the sky is the limit. So you can do it, and it's amazing. So how to do that? You have to learn, and try to build something, to embark in a kind of spatial computing project, but start building. You need to build, because no matter, we don't have to trick ourselves. We have to be in the right club when the hype gets back, because the hype is going to get back, no doubt about that. And when the hype gets back, many people there will be talking. And when I say talking, it's discussion with no action. You know, social media, departments, the blah, blah, blah. typical, okay? But another, the fewer, there will be advising, giving opinions, talking about that, but without building. But just the few people there will be doing something, building something. And the success is linked to the building. It's not linked to the talking. So that's why you have to be in this club, in the building club. So take into account that just the beginning of this big wave. So to catch the wave, you just need to learn to be in the building club, to surf the wave, and of course, to enjoy the ride. Thank you so much.
好，大家有没有问题想要问 Eduardo？
Yeah, I have a question. I was impressed. I agree most of the part, including the funding part, the flexible structure. But I was shocked by the number that you have only 3 guys, 25 partners, but you managed 254 projects. How did you do that? Yeah.
It sounds amazing, but it's like that.
Yeah, how do you do that? What's your trick on managing this stuff with so few people? Yeah.
Yeah, we work in like a small teams. Think about that when we close a project, we say, hey, who is going to lead the project? And we create like a small projects of 6, 7 people, not more, and working for each project. Of course, we need to coordinate those projects, but that's like that. So it's just a question of coordination to work many hours, and try not to do more than 5, 6 projects at a time. Because if you do more than this amount of projects, you are going to fail. That's the idea.
大家还有，Hi, sir. Can I have your name?
Edu.
I'm also an entrepreneur, and I'm doing a shopping website development. And now I'm having some trouble. Like I want to implement the MR or the AR component into my website, and now I'm having the obstacles that I couldn't find a proper way to get it inserted into my website and increase the the users' experiences.
Yeah.
I think this is a very good idea, and now I'm having very limited money to get it done. And what's your suggestion? Like, what kind of a website or project I could get from GitHub or from the iOS systems?
Well, you are talking about a website, so I think that you are talking about web AR.
The team is now using WordPress, and I think it's not good enough, and I think I have to change from the button from scratch.
Yeah, the question is that you have to think, you are doing a WordPress as just the main thing, but you need to use a kind of component in web AR through Canvas, HTML5, just to find how to integrate. Maybe you are thinking about VR components inside the website, I suppose. Okay, but you need to find it's not a question of WordPress. You need to find the component, the library that you are going to integrate in this project of the WordPress.
Yes, it's very astonishing. I mean, it's very impressive to me. And I've been to the United States, and I study on augmented emotional calculating. I know, it might be effective computation, and I think I read a lot of articles and literatures that's like MR, AR, VR is a very good way. And I was trying to test it out, and I hope that I can cooperate with you, or
Well, we can talk if you want right now. We can talk if you want.
Okay.
Okay, you can talk about it.
Yeah, later.
Okay. Thank you, Eduardo, for the lessons learned.
Thank you so much.
Hope we Ninja Squad can all survive. 我们感谢 Eduardo 的分享，非常扎实。